Hey there, Foundation staff. Sherm here, and welcome to SCiP-Dictation Live. In case you're new to the channel, my name is Sherman, and we are going to hang out while I record some SCPs. If you guys have any questions or want to chat with me, I check the chat in between takes. This is the late night edition. It is 11:15 p.m. here in California. I just got off work. I'm tired as heck, but I'm going on vacation in a week or so, and I need to make sure. Thank you, whoever that was who joined the stream just to like it and left. I appreciate the like. So I'm going on vacation for a couple weeks, and what we're going to do now is we're going to shotgun some short SCP videos to beef up the backlog a little bit. I've got a whole bunch of long SCPs and like good videos ready to release, but just in case, I want to make sure that we've got some shorties on hand so that we have plenty of videos. Plenty of videos. That way, even when I get back, I've still got a backlog. I don't want to I never want to miss a video if I can help it. So, this is SCiP-Dictation Live After Dark. I'm Sherman. This is my mimetic liquid. That's good memes. Let me turn my phone off of vibrate because that will make it harder to record. Should have done this ahead of time, but I didn't, and that was an accident. I've got the live chat pulled up for when you guys feel like chatting. And now we're going to get 30 seconds of silence for noise reduction. Or we won't, because something has happened to my Audacity. That's interesting. Let's try this again. And there's our noise reduction. So, now we can start off. The first SCP we are going to read tonight is SCP-2915. So let us start from the beginning. Item number SCP-2915. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-2915 is owned and operated by Foundation agents as a typical Wendy's franchise, under supervision of Mobile Task Force SCi-25, codename I laughed at their codename and therefore was unable to finish my sentence. Under supervision of Mobile Task Force SCi-25, codename. Let's try that again. Under supervision of Mobile Task Force SCi-25, codename Trapped in the Drive-Thru. Personnel are to maintain all professional standards set forth by the Wendy's Corporation. Night shift guards are to be equipped with gas masks and broad-spectrum UV lights. The freezer is to remain padlocked. Employees are encouraged to ignore all sounds emanating from within. Description: SCP-2915 is a Wendy's franchise restaurant located in Ohio. The establishment possesses two primary anomalous properties. Number 1. The menu at the time of containment did not align with normal Wendy's products, appropriate health standards, or typical terrestrial biochemistry. All salvageable foodstuffs were removed from the premises for controlled laboratory study. Number 2. The freezer does not possess a floor. The depth of the resulting shaft is the word that I did not say there. Let's back it up. The freezer does not possess a floor. Does not possess a floor. The depth of the The depth of the resulting shaft is the sentence. The depth of the resulting shaft. I hate the word depth. Depth is a word that I hate to pronounce. Depth. 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 Because I always say depth, and that's not what it is. It's depth. The depth of the resulting shaft is unknown. Probing missions have proven inconclusive. Son of a... Okay, at least I got the D word out of the way. So let's cut that. Take that and rewind it back. Alright, here we go again. Probing missions have proven inconclusive. 6 winch systems are attached to the ceiling of the freezer, each consisting of a chain and a large meat hook. These winches are controlled by a series of valves located at the door. One chain remains lowered into the shaft. Attempts to reach the bottom of the freezer shaft have been unsuccessful. The longest surviving probe broadcast for over 4 months before communication was lost. Adjusting the height of the chains... It's not the height of the chains, it's the height of chains. Every word is sacred. Don't mess up the skip. Wait for that car to go away. Oh, thank you for like number 2. Much appreciated. Ah, Josh in the chat. So what exactly is this? I'm not familiar with this one. So this is SCP-2915, which is a Wendy's whose sign on the front says, "Try our new demon flesh." It was an entry in the 2015 Short Works contest. Thank you again. He said you're welcome. That's why I said thank you again. In case you get the playback, it's because he was... Yeah, you get it. It's cool. Okay. Communication was lost. Communication was lost. Adjusting the height of chains has not been attempted beyond establishing the use of the valves. Yellow gas of currently indeterminate chemical makeup will leak from the freezer during nighttime hours, generally between 0200 and 045. 0200 makes sense. 0445 is what I'm going to say. 045. Generally between. Generally between 0200 and 04... No hesitation, no hesitation. Generally between 0200 and 0445. This gas is heavier than air, mildly toxic. Long-term exposure will result in damage to the lungs and kidneys, and will dissipate under concentrated ultraviolet radiation. Sounds might occasionally be heard emanating from within the freezer, and may include banging within the shaft, the rattling of chains, the scraping of metal on the inside of the door, and distant echoes of "I've Got You Under My Skin" by Frank Sinatra. And that's the end. Mystery. Because these are for the Short Works contest, they're always going to be very short on details and leave more questions than they answer. Which is good. Mysteries are fun. So now we'll save this for later as SCP-2915. We'll save that sucker. And we'll come back to it later. Let me write down that on the list of skips that are waiting to be edited. One must stay organized if you're not going to miss a release date. So, video idea board. 2915 is currently unedited. And back to the SCP Wiki. So now, we're going to check on what's after 2915. And we're going to see if it's good to read. The next one. Not a lot of redactions, I appreciate that. Da-da-da-da. Anomalous Boardwalk. Ocracoke Island. Okay. 2 military times that with like weird minutes. Okay, no weird accents that I'm gonna offend anybody by saying. That's always nice. So yeah, let's do SCP-2627. All right, 30 seconds of silence for noise reduction. There's a ambulance. All right, well, I'll just sit back and have some mimetic liquid. That's the stuff. Hope you guys are having a good night/day, whatever time it is in your time zone. All right, sounds like it's quieted down a bit out there. That'll do it. All right, moving on. Let's get to the reading. My cat's being a little fussy. Also, there's another ambulance. So, let's chat with the chat. Josh had an idea for an SCP that would be a person. How old? We're not sure. He seems to be able to teleport, but is unable to do so in the presence of electricity. So I do believe the SCP Wiki does have a teleporting person. I'm not sure what number they are, but I do believe they teleport. But, I mean, even if we've already got one, as they say, if you can write a compelling enough story using it, usually you can still skate it in. So, yeah, good luck with that. I'm sorry to interrupt the stream like this. I'm going to poke my head outside and see what's making all that racket. So I'm not sure what's going on out there, but there seems to just be a lot of wind, I guess. Let me put on some headphones and see how it's turning up in the recording. It may be nothing, or it might just kill our evening if this is too bad out there. And I just knocked you guys over. I apologize. My camera happened to be sitting on the stuff that is on top of my headphones. So that was unfortunate for me. My life choices apparently were not the greatest. I hope you guys had a nice trip. Hello, DX Skiff. Welcome back to the world of the living. Alright, let's see if this noise is coming up on the recording, because maybe we're lucky. And it's not causing us an issue. Yeah, that's the. I'm glad you guys don't hear anything, but right now there must be like some really bad wind outside or something, because there's a low level hum on the entirety of the track. I'm gonna see if noise correction will do the job. I really hope it does, because that'll cut our evening short, because the wind won't go away. Hey, General Lidl. Alright, let's see what we got if I record. If I record some talking, just plain and simple, making some noise, Josh, you can leave anytime you want, man. You're cool. Thanks for tuning in for a little while. Alright, let's see if that came out. If we can remove that sound, that would be very nice. Fingers crossed, everybody. And okay, we're good. We're good. We'll still be able to record. It's not killing us. So, good thing. Stream's not canceled, guys. We're still running. We're still running. Whew. Man. All right. So, back to it. Back to it. SCP-2627. Item number, SCP-2627. Object class, safe. Special containment procedures. The Foundation has influenced North Carolina state regulators to close SCP-2627 indefinitely for repairs. That was a longer sentence than I expected. Phew. Ran out of breath. Foundation. Let's try that again. Oh, SCiP is in North Carolina. That's pretty cool. Maybe you can go visit this SCiP. The Foundation has influenced North Carolina state regulators to close SCP-2627 indefinitely for repairs. Surveillance equipment constantly monitors SCP-2627, and Mobile Task Force Pi-9, codenamed Beachcombers, maintains a presence on both sides of SCP-2627 to prevent unauthorized access. Description: SCP-2627 is an anomalous boardwalk entrance on Ocracoke Island, North Carolina, USA. Between crud. I hate when they do military time, and it's not like, 1200 hours. That makes sense to me. Or 1200 hours, 1400 hours. But I don't know how to say it when they do minutes. So I'm actually going to Google that right now, because I'm tired of it messing up my readings when I hit this, and it's like 0445 hours. How to say military time with minutes. In 24-hour notation, you never say o'clock. Say the value of the hours part first, then the minutes. If the hours and minutes are less than 10, say O for 0 first. Non-military people don't usually say the O before hours, especially if the minutes are non-zero. 0845. That's one way to... Yeah, okay, I see. So if I have two zeros, it would be 0017 and 0023, right? And then do I say hours afterwards? That's the second question. Because the sentence is between 0017 and 00... It's right there. It says hours. So between 0017 and 0023 hours. Okay, so yes, we're caught on. Thank you for your help, SCiP. Much appreciated. Speeds up the research. I'm just a dumb civilian. I don't know nothing about nothing. What you talking about? North Carolina, USA. Between 0017 and 0023 hours, local time. Should say it local time. Shouldn't put that weird space in there. Between 0017 and... Between 0017 and 0023 hours local time, traversing SCP-2627 by foot leads to a version of Ocracoke Island lacking any artificial structures, accepting an extensive It's not words. It's not any words. That's not how words work. Any artificial structures. Any artificial structures. Accepting an extensive network. Accepting an extensive network of intersecting boardwalks. Thanks, guy, for writing that sentence. Accepting an extensive network of intersecting boardwalks. The boardwalks cover the island and extend up to 1.7 kilometers into the surrounding ocean. A single boardwalk extends from Silver Lake Harbor to the mainland, where it connects to a similar system of boardwalks, covered bridges, elevated walkways, and mining tunnels. Long-distance drone exploration reveals no region of North America that is not covered by this network. No signs of animal life have been found in explored areas, despite the presence of plant and fungal species dependent on animals. Any animal tissue not on one of the walkways when SCP-2627 activates vanishes permanently. Oh man, I almost ran out of breath during that last one. We're going to retake that. So close, so close. In our journey for perfection. Accepting an extent. Cool. Dependent on animals. Dependent on animals. Any animal tissue not on one of the walkways when SCP-2627 activates vanishes permanently. There are no exits from the boardwalk system other than the counterpart to SCP-2627, which leads to a small sand dune when SCP-2627 is inactive. A boardwalk that leads everywhere in the United States, whether it's above the ground or in mining tunnels, apparently. Save project as SCP-2627, and that's the end. Just an anomalous boardwalk that goes everywhere. Alright, we'll add that to the unedited pile, 2627. Cool. On to the next one in the short works contest, and let's see what we find. Maybe it'll be brilliant, maybe it'll be awful, maybe it'll be good, but I shouldn't record it. Let's see what we got in the short works contest. Boo, boo, loading internet, taking its time. Alright, 2810 by a random day. What do we have? It's a fungus of some sort, a pathogen, okay. Alright, cool. Nothing I can't record. Let's go for it. SCP-2810. Let's do it. I forgot about the 30 seconds for meditation. Let's run that real quick. We're clear. All right. Whew. All right, here we go. Reading time. Item number, SCP-2810. Object class, Euclid. Special containment procedures. Cultures of SCP-2810 are contained in vacuum-sealed glass flasks in the Site-42 Infectious Materials Lab. What? Site-42, Skip? Didn't know that. New Skip in the room. I'm going to put that in the Discord server so they know that's a thing. Because right now in the Discord server, not like currently now, but in general, some of the guys in the channel are trying to figure out like an actual Site-42 canon, like note all the skips that are in there. So, newly discovered SCP-2810 is contained at Site 42. Materials lab. Excellent. Good times. Now, my next door neighbor is kind enough to turn on the bathroom fan next door, so we're gonna wait for a moment. Drink some mimetic liquid. Cheers, mates. Yes. That's good memes. Top. SCiP, thank you for joining us tonight. Glad you could come on board for a little bit. I will enjoy my mimetic liquid. And we'll see you in the next stream, and we'll see you around Site 42. Patience is a virtue, patience is a virtue, patience is a virtue. Stop. Get out of the bathroom so I can record. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. Shooting some b-ball outside of the school. There were a couple of guys who were up to no good. They started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight, and my ma got scared. She said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle to Bel Air." I whistled for a cab, and when it came near, the license plate said fresh, and there were dice in the mirror. If anything, I could say that this cab was rare. But I thought, man, forget it. Yo home to Bel Air. I pulled up to the house about 7 or 8, and I yelled to the caddy is for the golf course, the cabbie is for the car. I yelled to that cabbie, "Yo Holmes, smell you later." I looked at my kingdom. I was finally there to sit on my throne, the Prince of Bel Air. Oh, perfect timing. Back to it. Captive instances of SCP-2810-1 kept for study should be contained in Level 4 biohazard containment cells, with no more than 1 instance per cell. Mobile Task Forces Beta 7, codenamed Maz Hatters, and Lambda 12, codenamed Pest Control, are tasked with investigating and neutralizing all wild instances of SCP-2810. Dang it. Pest Control. Lab. Captive in... Put that there. Infectious Materials Lab. Captive instances of SCP-2. There we go, that'll be perfect. Alright, moving on. Pest Control are tasked with investigating and neutralizing all wild instances of SCP-2810-1. Description: SCP-2810 is an unidentified pathogen, first discovered in Siberia, that infects multicellular organisms, causing the cells of the organism to transform into cell-sized versions of the organism itself. Example, a human cells become cell-sized humans. A sunflower's cells become cell-sized sunflowers. These composite organisms attempt to carry out the bodily functions of the original cells in an analogous manner. For example, human lungs are composed of actual humans that inhale and exhale, while plant leaves are composed of smaller, wilted plants arranged and folded in such a way that only their leaves are exposed to sunlight. Microscopic examination reveals that these cellular-sized composites are themselves composed of exponentially smaller composites carrying out their bodily functions. That sentence got long. Okay, let's cut that. Put it back. Microscopic examination. Microscopic examination reveals that these cellular-sized composites are themselves composed of exponentially smaller composites carrying out their bodily functions, which in turn are composed of smaller copies, and so on. Composites do... Try it. Little flub. Keep it running. And so on. Composites do not respond to any external attempts at communication despite replicating cell signaling of their host organism. Despite the size of the composites precluding cellular function in many cases, such as gas exchange, infected organisms, termed SCP-28, termed is the word we're going to start with, termed SCP-2810-1, and their composites are able to survive and reproduce, albeit in extremely poor health. SCP-2810 is spread by physical contact and transfer of bodily fluids. Organisms do not notice the conversion, not the conversion, organisms do not notice the conversion of their cells. That's not how you say that sentence. Organisms do not notice the conversion of their cells and become fully infected within approximately 2 months. Not liking it. Someone's walking down the stairs next door. Organisms do not notice the conversion of their cells and become fully infected within Slower. Breathe. Organisms do not notice the conversion of their cells and become fully infected within approximately 2 months. A cure has yet to be found. Other symptoms of the infection vary in instances of SCP-2810-1. Infected animals may engage in That's a word that I don't know. Sometimes they throw a random science word in there and I'm like, whoa! Sometimes I nail it and I'm pretty proud of those, but sometimes it blows your mind before you even get a chance to speak. Dermatophagia. May engage in dermatophagia and dermatillomania. Okay, let's keep it running. Make sure I'm starting in the right place. 0-1. Vroom, vroom, I got a loud car. My loud car is so cool. Organisms do not notice the conversion of their cells and become fully infected within approximately 2 months. A cure has yet to be found. Other symptoms of the infection vary in instances of SCP-28. That's not what I'm saying. I've already said that part. The instances of SCP-2810. I'm on the next paragraph. Darn me. Infected animals may engage in dermatophagia and dermatillomania, which in turn often develops into autosarcophagy, as well as displaying dramatically reduced cognitive abilities, stamina, and coordination. Alright, I gotta make sure I know that word. Autosarcophagy, it's probably sarcophagy, which is known as self-cannibalism. Next search result is pronunciation.
Autosarcophagy.
Damn it! Had a 50-50 shot. Alright, I'll freaking go back and say that part.
Which in turn often develops into auto...
Freaking, I know, I'm going to write all the smartest words in my thing, and I'm going to have the best words. Dermatophagia and dermatillomania, which in turn often develops into autosarcophagy, which in turn often develops into which in turn often develops into which in turn often develops into autosarcophagy. Sarcophagy! Dude! Which in turn often develops into autosarcophagy, as well as displaying dramatically reduced cognitive... Frickin' goddamn it! Which in turn often develops into autosarcophagy, as well as displaying dramatically reduced cognitive abilities, stamina, and coordination. For example, human instances can recognize their illness until the late stages of the disease, thereafter professing ignorance of the disease. Animal instances also become much more cooperative and social with each other, even in solitary species. Infected plants produce very little fruit, and any fruit produced tends to be a poor facsimile of the fruit of the... tract. And any fruit. Had a good run there.
Produce very little fruit.
Produce very little fruit. And any fruit produced tends to be a poor facsimile of the fruit of an uninfected plant. Infected fungi and protists have weakened cell walls and tend to be sterile. However, despite being, not depending being, that's not a phrase that anyone's ever said when they meant to. However, despite being in poor physical and mental health, instances of SC... However, despite being in poor physical and mental health, instances of SCP-2810-1 become totally immune to all other known diseases, mutagens, and toxins, and have drastically increased lifespans. Addendum. Crap, I said increased instead of increased.
And have drastically increased lifespans. Addendum.
So close. We're so close to the end of this skip, with all its smart words and messing with me. And have drastically increased lifespans. Addendum. Incident 2810-2. On boop, boop, boop. Mobile Task Force Lambda 12 encountered a mosquito with a wingspan of 10 meters preying on a herd of zebras in Africa. It was not deterred by traditional insect repellent measures and attempted to feed on the task force. Lambda 12 used flamethrower...
Task force. And attempted to feed on the task force.
Lambda 12 used flamethrowers. It was super effective. Lambda 12 used flamethrowers to kill the... Frick, I got the words and then I messed up the last word. Lambda-12 used flamethrowers to kill the creature, which was found to be composed of millions of SCP-2810-1 instances. Oh god. So, if they conglomerate, they can grow into a super version. So, there we are with SCP-2810. Save project, SCP-2810. Save. Alright, so 2810 brings us to 3 leftovers. I want to do a couple more, just because I always want to be super safe. So let's make another new document. Let's back it up. Get our 30 seconds in. That'll do it. Alright. Let's find a new SCiP. What is our new SCiP gonna be? It's gonna be whatever's after 2810 in the list. After 2810 is 2165. Let's see what 2165 is. Okay, this is interesting. Let's go with it. SCP-2165. And action. Item number. SCP-2... Well, this doesn't bode well, does it? Item number. SCP-21. Item number. SCP-2165. Object class. None. Special containment procedures. SCP-2165 is to be left to its own devices. It is not to be acknowledged in any way outside of this reference. This reference is to be kept in an extratemporal, extraspatial location. All is as it has been. All is as it always was. Description. SCP-2165 is irredeemable. It is unknown if SCP-2165 is a sapient entity, a non-sapient creature, an inanimate object, or a metaphysical concept. This has been deemed irrelevant by containment personnel. SCP-2165 has performed an action or a series of actions that caused it to be considered... Oh, I was right. I wasn't wrong. Dang it, I thought I was wrong, but I wasn't wrong. It's alright, we'll go back. We're doing well on this one. This one's really cool. This one's super mysterious. Like, the most mystery.
Relevant by containment personnel.
Personnel. SCP-2... Really? SCP-2165 has performed an action or a series of actions that caused it to be considered beyond absolution by universal consensus. The exact nature of this action or actions has since been erased from causality by universal consensus. As such, neither SCP-2165 nor any information about it are ever acknowledged by any other being, object, force, or concept. Addendum. There will be no forgiveness. I can do that better. In fact, I think I'm going to redo those last 2 lines. Just to be safe. From here.
Neither SCP...
Now that I know how many extra commas he wants there.
As such.
As such. Neither SCP-2165 nor any information about it are ever acknowledged by any other being, object, force, or concept. Addendum. There will be no forgiveness. Ah, that stings better. I like it. Man, this is... wow. This is serious business. I like it. It's got the right level of WTF-ery. 2165. SCP-2165. Save. (2165) is on the list to be edited. Alright, so that gives us 4 in the backdrop. Let's hit one more. I think 5 is a safe number. Plus what I've already got. Hey Tengu, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, glad you could make it tonight for Foundation After Dark. Alright. How many videos do I have in backlog right now? Rather alright, kind of beat after a long day though yourself, Fast Tengu, and yeah, I feel that. This is the end of the day after work. I'm prepping to go on vacation for 2 weeks, so this is a backlogging, making sure I have enough videos to make it through. Although, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos I currently have in backlog. I release one tomorrow. I release Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday. I'm back for Friday, but I should have some extras. So that's the 8 videos. So I'm there. So these extra 5 will make sure I'm not out of videos for the following week. That's good news. That's good news. That's good news. Exactly. That's why I'm keeping going, because I want to make sure that I have a couple extra that way. Because when I get back, I got to get back to work, and I got to do this and that. I got to rest because I just was on a 2-week trip. So got to make sure I have plenty in the holster on backlog. All right, 2458 by Wrong John Silver. Stored in its case. Testing performed. Soundproof chamber. D-class personnel. It's a cello. It's been restrung. People make rhythmic movements and vocalizations in tempo with the music. The music movements are specific to the piece played, but typically involve head nodding, arm waving, and incoherent murmuring. The player is not affected. Prolonged or repeated exposure to the effect causes extreme distress in listeners who develop mellophobia and stereotypic movement disorders. I can do some little things where I put like the proper song behind the like test song. That's pretty cool. Okay. So this could be interesting with some songs. Let's see. What's my phone blinking at? That's a... okay, cool. That's just an alert. That's not a problem. All right, this one's a little long, but... Osservanza, Psychiatric Hospital in Imola, Italy. Okay, so this is... yeah, right. So let's go with this. This could be artistic. Let's have some fun. It'll take a little longer to edit, but, you know, it'll be fun. And it's a short piece anyways. If you said something weird, if I said something weird, if someone said something weird, that happens. That's life at Site 42. There we go. All right, from the top. Item number SCP-2458. Object class safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-2458 is to be stored in its case in a standard containment locker and may only be removed for testing. All testing must be performed in a soundproof chamber populated only by D-class personnel. Researchers must perform all duties and deliver instructions from a separate booth. Live broadcasts of SCP-2458 are forbidden. Description: SCP-2458 is a cello dating back to the early 18th century, consistent with the works of Luthier. Luthier? Is that how you say that word? It must be how you say that word. It's the way the word makes sense. But I'm going to check just in case. I think I'm learning a new word today. Luthier. Pronunciation. A luthier is one who makes stringed musical instruments such as violins or guitars. I've heard luthier pronounced luthier, 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 and luthier, which would be the correct one. Luthier is close to French pronunciation. Luthier is how most say it in America. I'll say luthier. It's a French word which would ideally be pronounced in the French manner. The U is not as in lute, but the lu in Debussy. Luthier. Not in lute. Lius. Écoutez. What? Can I get an audio on this? There we go. What you got for me? What you got for me?
Luthier. Luthier.
Well, they went with luthier. 18th century is where we've left off. And we got an airplane outside, so we'll wait for a moment. Giuseppe Guarneri. Guarneri. Giuseppe Guarneri. Luthier Giuseppe Guarneri. Luthier Giuseppe Guarneri. Mushmouth. Luthier Giuseppe Guarneri. Consistent with the works of Luthier Giuseppe Guarneri, with expected age and wear. The instrument has been restrung within the past 40 years. When played, SCP-2458 causes individuals within earshot to make rhythmic movements and vocalizations in tempo with the music. The movements are specific to the piece played, but typically involve head nodding, arm waving, and incoherent It's incoherent murmuring, but I read mumbling, so that's what I... Arm waving. And incoherent murmuring. The player of SCP-2458 is not affected, nor any ensemble performing with the player. Dang.
Nor any ensemble performing with the player.
Yeah, I've gotten lucky on a couple of these words. I did not see them coming, and I was like, oh no, here we go. Nor any ensemble performing with the player. Live broadcasts carry the effect, but playbacks do not. Prolonged or repeated exposure to the effect of SCP-2458 causes extreme distress in listeners, who develop melophobia and stereotypic movement disorders. Addendum 2458-1. Experiment Log. Experiment 2458-A. Player D385. Listeners D296, D4883, and D5019. Work Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Results: listeners bob their heads in time with the music. Regular mistakes by D385 cause listeners to twitch and break at the effect. Crap.
music.
In time with the music. Regular mistakes by D385 cause listeners to twitch and break the effect before re-establishment. Listeners report unease at loss of motor control. Experiment 2485-D. Player D7294, a trained symphony cellist with psychopathic tendencies. Listeners D296, D385, D4883, and D5019. Work Bach Cello Suite number 1. I don't need to separate it like that. Tengu, that is true. This is taking it a little too far for my taste. Bach Cello Suite number 1. Result. Listeners demonstrate more complex movements, standing and bowing, followed by kneeling, assuming a stance common to Catholic prayer. Listeners chant Kyrie eleison. Crap. It's not Elysion, it's eleison.
The Catholic prayer.
Catholic prayer. Listeners chant Kyrie eleison 5 times during performance. Listeners afterward express further distress at loss of motor control. Experiment 2458-G. Player D7294. Listeners D296, D385, D4883, and D5019. Work Shostakovich's. Oh, fuck you. Oh, there goes my monetization.
Work.
I know, I'll pick the hardest name to say. Shostakovich. Shostakovich's Cello Concerto. Shostakovich's Cello Concerto. Shostakovich's Cello Concerto. Shostakovich's Cello Concerto. Result. Listeners showed considerable agitation at the start of the test. When the performance began, listeners immediately ceased resistance and tapped their foreheads in unison. At 6 minutes 17 seconds, D7294 deviated from test protocol and played an impromptu dissonant piece. D385 poked his own eyes, while D5019 and D4883 strangled each other. D296 removed his coveralls. Data expunged. Need to boop that way I remember to take that out. I'd lose demonetization a lot quicker. Oh man. That messed up. I normally get a drat out, but I didn't have the drat in me because that is like the meanest name. It's like they knew I was gonna read this and just decided to they knew I was coming for it.
96 removed his coveralls.
Boop! At 15 minutes 18 seconds, D5019, D4883, and D296 had expired, while D385 was blinded. Researchers instructed D7294 to stop. D9...
D9.
Put that back. D7294 complied. D385 showed extreme melophobia after experiment 2458-G, claiming the music told him to self-harm. D7294 is retained for future testing. Addendum 2458-2. I didn't need to put a space in there, that was weird. Addendum 2458-2, Recovery Log. SCP-2458 was recovered from the abandoned Osservanza Psychiatric Hospital in Imola, Italy. Inventory records indicated that the object was bequeathed to the hospital in 1978, with the following note. To the kindly doctors who look so careful... Some GUI got a hold of this and played it on live TV. Yeah, that would be crazy. Like, that would be a heck of a tale and a containment breach. Alright. Old Italian guy. Voice. Italiano, My accents are so bad, but I've got to at least try old. To the kindly doctors who look so carefully after my beloved Alessandra. To the kindly doctors who look so carefully after my beloved Alessandra. May this instrument's music bring peace and order to your patients, the very gifts I tried and failed to bestow on my ailing wife. May we all choose penitence at... This one needs to get a little more serious as I say it, because it's linked like it's a tale, so I'm sure there's something terrifying behind it.
And failed to bestow on my ailing wife.
May we all choose penitence as St. Dismas did on Mount Golgotha. Alright, let me hear how Old Man Giuseppe sounded before I call this a winner with some chicken dinner.
With this instrument's music. With the following note. To the kindly doctors who look so carefully after my beloved Alessandra. May this instrument's music bring peace and order to your patients, the very gifts I tried and failed to bestow on my ailing wife. May we all choose penitence as St. Dismas did on Mount Golgotha.
Cool. I can dig it. That works. I can go with that. Alright, let's put 2458 on the list. Save project as SCP-2458. Close it up. And put it on the list. Alright, and now I have 5 shorties to go with the 8 I already have, so that's 13 skips recorded. And I've still got tomorrow a little bit and Monday a little bit, so I'll still do some recording before then. But this is definitely a good enough head start, and we just passed the hour mark, so it's a good time to call it a night. It's 12:15 in the evening here. So, yeah. Tengu specifically, since you're the guy I see in chat, I see there's 2 people, but Tengu, I see you, so I hope you have a good night, buddy. And I will see you in the next Site-42 thing that's going down. Cheers. Poke the camera in the face.